really focusing on the G50s and getting his head around the minutiae of driving these cars and learning, of course, from his team leader.
Hangs on to second place, Mussey in third position, Tom Sharp in fourth. Now fourth, getting defensive from Carl Breeze. He's dropping back a little bit. Keep your eyes on Benji Hetherington in red. He's all over the back of Carl Breeze as well.
Yeah, very impressive from the young 17-year-old. He's really starting to get on top of it. A bit of a mixed campaign he's doing with this and with his single-seater stuff as well. So certainly a very, very big challenge for a young man there. But we saw last year's champion was just 16 years old, Nigel Moore, and he's been racing at Le Mans this year for Ginetta in the Zytek. So if you're good enough, you're old enough, if you see what I mean. And they kind of sort of fell over each other. Now look in the background, Sharp's dropped down certainly behind Breeze. It looks like possibly Hetherington's got the run as well.
Yeah, Benji Hetherington, look up the inside. He's been running in the Lotus Cup as well, and he's through on the inside of Tom Sharp and challenging Carl Breeze. Benji's going to be well pleased with this performance, but keep your eyes on Tom Sharp at the back in orange. Great three-way scrap between these. Now we really ideally like them to get their heads down and join the leaders and have a six-car scrap for the lead. That would be something else to watch. Let's watch Breeze in fourth place, Hetherington in 72, the red car, and then Tom Sharp, both young drivers. Hetherington goes defensive. This allows Carl Breeze a little bit of a chance now to have something. Sideways there, great car control though, getting it back.
Yeah, really did well to catch that one, but it means Sharp will have momentum, have a little bit of a better run, although quite possibly because Hetherington was so sideways, he may be better the throttle a little bit. Meanwhile,
this is the best place for him to be, out front after lap 8. And now Frank Rathel gets the fastest lap of the race, 53.734. The second place man is mounting a challenge on the leader, and Benji Hetherington having a look at Carl Breeze.
Yeah, Hetherington, very impressive, because Breeze, of course, last time out at Snetterton had a treble victory, won all 3 races, absolutely on fire around there. Had a bit of a tough time of it so far. He said he got contact with Rathel in the first race, which put him out of the race. And in the race earlier on today with mixed conditions, didn't quite fall into Carl's hands. The talent is clearly there, the pace is there, but today I think it's more about Hetherington being really quick than it is being than Breeze not being so quick, if you see what I mean. It's more that Hetherington's doing the impressive job.
He is, isn't he? And of course Benji with a couple of meetings under his belt in this championship, a young driver cutting his teeth in the world of car racing and getting as much experience in different machinery as he can. Mightily impressive, I think. He's been running very strongly in Formula Ford, as we heard. A little bit of Lotus running, and what he's doing in here for the Century Motorsport EOS production teams is very impressive. He comes offline, he's going to look down the inside as he comes into the circus. Breeze read that well, Breeze didn't Hetherington overdoes it, bounce him over, there goes it now. That's always the danger there, is that you catch another car as you come through, but he didn't.
Yeah, well, that was always going to be difficult because he carried so much speed. Carl Breeze, I think, kind of dummied him a little bit into getting him a bit later on the brakes than was ideal. And we heard from him at Silverstone saying that he was struggling in a straight line. Straight line speed was a big issue for them, and I wonder if that maybe is still manifesting itself as bits of Ginetta G50 scattered around the Rocky Motor Speedway.
I think we can do with Johnny Cash and build one piece at a time there. Absolutely in tune with the American theme of this oval. Now you see the differing lines there being applied by both of the leaders, whilst meantime the 72 car, Benji Hetherington, that's the red and white striped car in behind Fulvio Mussey in the black and green machine. Fastest lap for him, so Benji coming into some rare form here. He's been there or thereabouts, Simon, for most of the year, but maybe just lacking a little bit of confidence, and then all of a sudden something's clicked and he's been in and around the top 6 ever since.
Yeah, certainly. I think a combination. He's been doing lots of different other types of racing as well, which is obviously means you've got to focus. A very, very brave Lady Marshall there running across rather than me, I can tell you. Yeah, so now he seems to be really focusing on the G50s and getting his head around the minutiae of driving these cars and learning, of course, from his team leader and team boss, Nathan Freak. Century clearly got not just Freak's car, but also Hetherington's car working very well. Now Benji's starting to really understand how to get the most out of it. Fulvio Mussey, a little bit more experienced in racing on the Toka package, but certainly not familiar with this kind of car. He's like Freak.
Right at the back, Colin White. Now, can Colin reprise his super start from the second race of the weekend as they get away again, and once again absolutely together from the front row as it's been all season. Freak though with the slight advantage on the inside. Frank Rathel will have to fight hard, and he's already had to drop in behind. He'll go down to the inside as they head towards the Dean Hairpin for the first time. Massive bit of defensive driving by the black car, Nathan Freak, and look at that down the inside. Oh, and that's this time it's Rathel that's been turned around.
It is. I think go. It's Fulvio Mussi that made contact with the back of the Dynajet car.
Great stop from Hetherington.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to cause a safety car. Certainly, I'm pretty sure that's very unusual.
It's not right, is it?
Well, we've seen the bonnets removed by somebody else reversing out. That could have been Rattenbury, wasn't quite sure. Now, I think Mussi very, very late on the brakes. Can't get the car stopped, just tags the back of Raffle's car. And then Raffle hits, I think it was Hetherington as he was spinning round, and that's lifted the bonnet up. Now, let's have a look. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, you can see there. Mussi hits.
Carl Breeze in there again.
Yeah, poor old Carl Breeze. He seems to be getting caught up in all kinds of people's chat with and find out what's going on in their weekend. You get some great stories, some fishermen's tales come from various sorts of people. And I quite often have to remind people that you can't kid a kidder, because I've been there and done it myself, racing at this level. I know all the excuses because I've used most of them at some point. And but it is great paddock to be a part of. And there's some real fun people around. Freak has really established himself after winning the Formula Ford Championship a couple of years ago, going off to America, coming back into a surprise move for some people going into sports car racing, but thoroughly justified. Really, really good to see him as part of the package, and the team have really marked themselves out as a top quality.
Nathan Freak records the fastest lap of the race, a 1:24.522. Lap record with Benji Hetherington, 1:23.894 for the 17-year-old, who I think is going to be definitely one to watch for this championship next year if he comes back.
Yeah, has done a great job. But just interesting actually, because you got Benji Hetherington in the Century Motorsport car, a teammate to Nathan Freak, who's really, and you know, he's really come on very, very well. And also this fantastic performance so far from Adam Morgan in the other of the Dynajet team cars. So great to see him running that competitive.
3 podiums is, like, you know, absolutely fantastic. If you said to me at the start of the campaign, you know, I was going to get 3 podiums in one weekend, I would have just written you off. But you know, I've only been racing cars 11 months, so to get results these good, it's just, I'm over the moon.
One car back in the other. Not a detective, but
No, exactly.
fill in the sentence yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Meantime, Freak pulls away from the field. How many times have we said that this year? As into the pit lane comes Jeff Davis in the Welsh Motorsport Ginetta.
That's the car that Daniel Welsh won at Thruxton in. So clearly, well, so Michael Broadhouse drive that car at Silverstone. So it's clearly very, very well sorted car. Danny Welsh has also been involved in the Ginetta Junior Series with young Adam Bonham in his first season. So good to see Welsh Motorsport in some areas that perhaps hadn't been experienced before. Dittman ahead of us, ahead of Benji Hetherington, another young man who's impressed us this year with his really good podiums. Hennick, see the...
It's not a parking ticket that's on the front there, that's his scrutineering sticker.
It looks like a parking permit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Local residence permit or something like that.
That's a nice
Good
overtake,
move, yeah.
mind.
Dittman, I think, wasn't quite expecting Hetherington to get as close as he did that quickly. Meanwhile, Mussi and Sharp, as always, they seem to be, as much as we've seen Raffle and Freak running together virtually for the whole season, it seems like Mussi and Sharp are magnetically attracted to each other. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good for the two of them.
There's that parking permit again, and no, you're not going past, says Hetherington. I'm not going to give you any room, as he turns in for Surtees. Normally would spear across to the right there.
It also could have been a bit of a karting thing. If you watch karters, they do that. Come on, let's go together.
Oh, yes, very good.
Rather than just say, in other words, they say, look,